So if you saw my last Instagram post where I listed off the three games that I was excited for in the second half of 2020, you would realize that one of those entries was Ghost of Tsushima. Now I think sometime last year or 2 years ago we made a playthrough of Sekiro. In terms of, I would say, what the gameplay looks like, Ghost of Tsushima definitely has that sort of vibe in terms of the stealth and very complex combat mechanic that Sekiro had. And so this game has piqued my interest just, I would say, increasingly as more and more stuff has been shown. And so today, I believe just a few hours ago, PlayStation has dropped a state of play, I believe, gameplay reveal video for Ghost of Tsushima. And so we're going to be reacting here today. So let me know what you think. If you like more of this type of content on the channel, feel free. Thank you guys so much for all the love that you've been showing me on the recent Warzone videos, the multiplayer videos. You guys have been absolutely killing it. So if you're new, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Anyways, without any further ado, so far we have a white line on the screen. I don't know what's going on. Blood and gore, intense violence, and partial nudity.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason Connell from Sucker Punch Productions.
Oh, what up,
We have
Jason?
a lot to show you today about Ghost of Tsushima. Combat, customization, special modes. But first, let's take a look at how you explore the world of Tsushima.
Oh, Tsushima, not Tsushima. I'm correcting all of y'all. It's Tsushima. Feel them instrumentals. Okay.
Exploration has been at the heart of our open world design since the very beginning. But you can't have exploration if you don't have curiosity. So we've continually asked ourselves, how can we let the island guide you in the most thematic and immersive ways possible?
Right. I mean, okay. I was gonna say something, but I'll save it for later. Ooh. Hold up. Hold up. Right, so I'm gonna pause it right there just because, I suppose my initial thoughts of this game was that it might be sort of an open world. In terms of exploration, it would focus more, lean towards more of an open world exploration element or traversal element, and it seems that's what they're going for here. But they just showed off like a really interesting mechanic, which I'm guessing they called it the guiding wind. I'm not sure how that works, but that seems really interesting. I know the guy earlier mentioned something about the island guiding you in a thematic way. So is it that when you set your destination for a location, for example, does that make sense? When you set like a waypoint, the guiding wind mechanic sort of plots a path for you there. That maybe isn't necessarily the shortest route, but sort of like the best route. I don't know. Do they decide that for you? I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll stop rambling. Let's continue. Okay. Ooh, so he has a horse. That's reminding me of like The Witcher. So you see the wind is going in a certain direction. So I'm guessing it's like showing you which direction to go to, right? Rather than being like maybe a red dot on the map. Rather you follow the direction of the wind, which I guess is less distracting, maybe? Is that what they're going for? I'll tell you now, the world looks beautiful. Call a gust of wind at any time to point you. Ooh, okay. So that confirms what we'll say. So rather than having like, You can also pick up herbs. Oh, that's an enemy. That's an enemy right there. Okay. Is that wild animals? Right. So it seems we're right on that end. You don't have necessarily a wayfinder on the map, but rather the wind is actually what guides, which I think that's a very cool mechanic.
The guiding wind can take you to all kinds of locations in the game, like this farmstead that's been taken over by the Mongols. It can also take you to your next big story moments, or even help you find rare collectibles. But what about the things that you don't know about, that you haven't seen yet, that you don't know exist? Keep your eyes peeled for other visual cues. Smokestacks on the horizons, interesting and odd-shaped trees, or maybe even animals trying to get your attention.
Quickly, Nobu!
Okay. I'll pause it right there. When you went to the map, I noticed there was something like on the top right that says Legend of the Samurai or something like that, and it seems like maybe just at the beginning level it kind of shows your current rank, because there it says the Wandering Samurai. So is it Legend of the Ghost? Sorry. So that maybe is like one of the beginning levels. So it could be that as you go through this story, you sort of build up the legend of the Ghost of Tsushima. So right now you're just known as the Wandering Samurai. Maybe at the start you don't really have to put it in a better way, you don't have street cred. But then as you progress through the story, as you build up that legend, then maybe the highest point you can get to is the ghost. So that seems very... Anyway, we'll carry on. Let's keep going. These instrumentals are doing something to my chest, I'll tell you now. Jeez. God damn. Okay. Oh, so your name is Jin, it seems. Okay.
Stay away, my lord! The spirits of vengeful samurai haunt this forest.
I'm chalk that one up, Magnet. Thank you for the warning.
Let's go, Nobu.
So you can pick up... There seems to be a crafting mechanic. I wonder how in-depth that's going to be in the actual game. You're picking up bamboo, you just picked up something that I couldn't read what it was. I'm liking the guy's drip though. Look at the cape. It's flowing with the wind. I want to see some sword play. So far, movement looks very nice. I mean, he's just walking on the floor right now. That's a fox. Right. So it seems animals serve a very guiding spirit type function in the game. And we'll be able to lead you to clues and stuff. That's cool. We saw a bird earlier, now we've seen a fox. Right. What happens when you pray at the shrine? Right. I see. In-rush shrines. Once you've visited the location, you'll be able to return it with fast travel. So there's fast travel. We know that.
Tsushima is rich with exploration and discovery. And whether you're just following a string of torii gates that'll lead you to a high mountain shrine, or maybe it's just a fox trying to show you something hidden in the woods. Either way, bring your sense of adventure and let the wind guide you.
It really is let the wind guide you. To be fair, I really think that's a very cool mechanic. I think that's a very cool mechanic, I have to say.
Lord Sakai!
The world is looking... It's looking very nice. This is looking... I'm not even... Not just graphics, but the way everything seems to be designed. I have to pay respects. But please tell me at some point you can just play the flutes randomly. that's our boy.
Hi, this is Nate Fox from Sucker
What up,
Punch.
Nate Fox?
Now, we just showed you some exploration, but let's switch gears and check out some combat.
Let's go. I'm ready for this. Keep picking up bamboo. What do you use the bamboo for? I like how the music switched up as well. It's like hey.
If you've ever seen a samurai movie, you know what to expect. Two warriors sizing each other up,
Let's get it.
waiting
Let's
for
get
the
it.
other to
Let's
make
get
the
it.
first
Okay.
move.
Fight me!
Bring it. I want to see this. All right. I'm sorry, the music. Wait. No. As sick as that was too easy. 3 of them came with their whole chest, being like, you know. And
As you
just
can
went,
see, the Mongols are everywhere on this island. For Jin to succeed, he has to use real, skillful precision in fighting.
Right.
No wasted energy. Every strike must
I
count.
see. That jump. So there's a parry system. There's a dodge mechanic or a counter mechanic. Yeah. Come through. Hey. Woo. Ooh, there's different stances. Right. And there is a lot to unpack, you know. Oh. Keep screaming like that. You're finna die. Like I said, Dosha, until he died. Relax. No need for all that scream. If you cannot back the fight, don't scream. Okay, so that's combat. I'm guessing this is stealth.
Okay, so that was Jin fighting as a samurai. But now let's see him take on the same group of Mongols as the dishonorable Ghost.
Oh!
As the Ghost, he'll use every dirty trick he can think up to even the odds, even using fear as a weapon.
See. Okay. So, I'm gonna pause it right there. This is interesting because what I'm getting from this, right, is that it's basically you can approach missions in whichever way you choose. It's kind of like either a good versus evil mechanic. Instead of good and evil, it's the samurai and the ghost. Obviously, from what we know from samurais, they live by a code of conduct. They have honor and everything. Whereas the ghost, which I'm guessing is the assassin or maybe the ninja in this particular scenario, they try to get the upper hand any chance they get. So, whereas with the samurai, if you notice, when he came up front. You know, he came with his whole chest, with all the gumption, and said, "I'm here to fight you lot." Whereas with the ghost, it's like, nah, I don't need to show that. I know I can take them out, but of what use is that if I can get the element of surprise? So maybe there's different achievements for how you choose to fight. And maybe in terms of skill and progression, if you decide to take things on with the way of the samurai, you upgrade your samurai, I'm guessing your samurai legacy or your samurai skills in that direction. Whereas if you decide to go the way of the ghost, you upgrade your skills in that way. And maybe that then ties back to the legend thing that we spoke about earlier, where depending on what path you choose, that's the legend you leave behind. Or that's the persona you leave behind. It's giving me very, very if any of you played Infamous, I only played Infamous 3, but something like that, where depending on what path you choose, good or evil, you end up in a certain way. So maybe that's what's going on here. Anyways. forehead, gone. Gone. Fully gone. And the music is doing this to me, bro. Come on. Distractions. Your chest. Ooh. Ooh. That is too saucy. So this is where the sort of Sekiro elements that I was talking about comes into, it seems. Okay. Okay. Command them here. What happens if it's an enemy you can't defeat in one touch? Do you fight them? Straight up? But then, yeah, what if he raises an alarm? Okay. Oh. Right. Right. Let's see. Right. This is piquing my interest in many ways, bro. Oh man. So I'm gonna pause it here. This ghost persona is becoming more and more interesting because it seems to be playing off. Now I read superhero comics and I watch superhero movies a lot. So it's giving me a very, very thick Batman vibe, where the more fear you build in their hearts. So maybe there's like I was saying, maybe that reputation thing really, really plays a good part, because if you're a terrible ghost, they won't fear you that much. Whereas if you're more effective in missions and stuff like that, that builds up the fear that they have of you around the other camps. So everyone is like, oh, the ghosts. You don't know when the ghost is coming, you know. I think there was one part of the trailer where it says, you know, some say he's like a gust of rushing wind or something like that. So that myth, that legend, you know, of the ghost literally plays a part when you show up rather than them screaming and calling for help because they're not too afraid of you. They literally cower. You understand? So maybe it's like, I'm sorry I keep scratching down here. It's not like I don't even have facial hair. So like there's really nothing here. Like this is the most facial hair I've had in a while. Anyways, let's get back to it. Like this. Woo! This guy is basically Japanese Batman. Gone. I wonder if you're here to sabotage. Yo, the traversal is looking saucy as well. Come on. Tell me you're planting bombs on this. I think you're planting bombs. Take him out. Sleep. Gone. Yeah, so you're here to sabotage. Dip. Yeah. So I'm guessing this boat is gone. Right. That transition. Ooh, customization. Right.
You might have noticed that while fighting as the samurai, or sneaking around as the ghost, Jin had on a different set of armor. That's because the armor in this game actually gives you different mechanical advantages. It's not just the way it looks. It helps accent your chosen playstyle. As you explore the world, you'll discover Omamori charms. They'll give you an edge in battle. But more importantly, as your legend grows, you'll develop all new techniques which transform Jin from a samurai into the ghost. But the thing is, you get to decide how those techniques evolve and grow over time. It's always worth keeping an eye out for dye flowers. Find enough of them and you can change the color of an armor. So not only do you get to choose how the Ghost gameplay evolves, but you can fine-tune the look as well.
Right. Okay. That's nice. That's very nice. I like that. Fam, imagine if you... Because there seems to be a lot of flower in the environment. Right there, we just saw him running through a field of like yellow. I don't know, but would it be too far-fetched to say, okay, if I choose a certain color of dye and go into a certain environment, maybe in terms of stealth, that helps me blend in more. For example, if I'm in a very green environment and I change the tint of my armor to look more green, does that affect how much spot? I'm thinking too far. Let's continue. That looks very nice. It looks very nice.
It wouldn't be a Sucker Punch game if it didn't have photo mode. In our new photo mode, we have features such as color grading, depth of field, so you can focus on the right objects. We have a bunch of new features that really underline the motion and movement that's so great about our game.
Okay.
You can control the wind's direction, the speed, you can change out the particles to different types of leaves and fireflies. You can even select a track of music from our original score that might be a little bit more fitting. So if you're into doing a photo, or maybe you actually want to do a video, there's something here for you.
Wow.
Here's a few that I've created.
Wow. Okay. Alright. Fam, people's thumbnail game is about to go up. If this photo mode is your thumbnail game is about to be lit. I'm sorry. It's about to be, oh man. I'm excited. You're back.
A Japanese voice track option with subtitles is a perfect fit for our game. So I'm happy to say that before the first scene even starts, you'll be able to turn this option on.
That voice does not fit that guy's face. I'm sorry.
何を申す
お侍どころじゃないよ。このお方は猛虎を打ち滅ぼすため。
Pause. Are we about to play through this game? Subbed? How many of you out there watch anime dubbed or subbed? Put it down in the comments. I want to know. I might just be very well tempted to play this game full Japanese. I'm sorry. Don't fight me on this, okay? I like my things pristine quality. Yeah? Anyways, play.
Here at Sucker Punch, we are huge fans of samurai cinema. We wanted to create a way for you to feel like you're playing your favorite samurai movie. So we created a windy, black and white, film grained out mode that you can turn on from the very beginning of the game.
Ooh, imagine playing the whole thing. Yo. Come through. And the soundtrack. One hit. Fail. You gone, boy.
Today, we've shared with you some of the unique ways that you can explore the island of Tsushima.
Yeah.
We've also shared with you some of the ways that you can fight as a samurai, or assassinate as the Ghost,
Right.
or customize Jin, or play in special ways. But we have so much more to show you in the future.
Okay.
Ghost of Tsushima comes out on July 17th. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you later.
say I am liking what I see so far. I am liking what I see so far. Beautiful. Right. That got me very excited. I'm going to do a few other videos still on this separately to sort of a much more deep dive on every nitty gritty of things that I might have missed in this initial reaction. This is just my first reaction to this entire state of play thing, and I have to say, I'm liking what I see. Yeah, I'm really liking what I see. Just everything they touched on here, the environment, the combat, the crafting, the leveling up, the concept of that legend, right? I mean, I think the guy said that actually, rather than having to choose being the samurai or the ghost, it seems you go from the samurai and you develop to becoming the ghost. So it could be that the entire story is based off, okay, initially when you were a samurai you lived with honor, but because of the certain situation that the invasion of the Mongols put you in, you then have to evolve into the ghost, sort of evolving with the time to fight the battle that you need to fight, to becoming what you needed to become, to drive them back. So you needed to evolve from being the samurai with all the, all the honor, all the, stoicness, to becoming the ghost, which is like, yeah, I mean, I still have the skills of being the samurai, but in order to get down and, do what I need to do, I needed to become the ghost, And I like that concept a lot. I like it, it's a nice spin on it. I would say that's what it is. But this has got me very excited for this game. I mean, I cannot wait for this thing to come out. I definitely will be having a playthrough of it on the channel. So if you want to see that, stick around, subscribe. This comes out on the 17th of July. That's not far away. We're already mid-May. June, July, bam, the game is here. Full playthrough. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop there for now before my camera runs out. Anyway, if you do want to see more videos like this, if you want to see the videos coming later on where I break this down, try and find elements that we might have missed, subscribe, leave a like, let me know what you think. I hope you're excited too. Leave me names of games that you're excited to, that you're excited for the rest of 2020 as well. I will be covering more information that comes up on Cyberpunk, on Assassin's Creed, on, Godfall, a bunch of other games that are coming up. Anyways, it's been me, your boy Afro Sam. We are now 107 subscribers strong. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.